Who would have thought a 5-foot-tall anthropomorphic rabbit could cause this much trouble? Do a barrel roll, he says. Use bombs wisely, he says. You know, one of these days I'm going to find a bomb and shove it straight down his... Oh, we've got a signal. Hey everybody, Theorne with Physics Not Included here, the show that doesn't resort to cheap gags.
Do a barrel roll!
I said doesn't! Anyways, we're back and, well, I guess I should kind of explain what happened here. You see, after the last episode, I kept refusing to do a barrel roll and Peppy kind of trashed the place in response to that. In the resulting fight, I kind of tried to send him back to his own game using a Tron laser, and, well, I misspelled hair. And sent my own hair into World of Warcraft. Hey, if anybody plays on the Zul'jin server and sees a Murloc with a full head of hair, would you let me know? This week's question comes to us from Double M, who wants to know, how does Samus Aran's gun from Metroid work, and how does it seem to have infinite ammunition? I'm happy to answer this one because Samus Aran is a true hero, one of the manliest men in all of video game history, and in possession of one of the coolest suits of armor since Iron Man. Samus Aran was built in a lab by Dr. Light to combat Dr. Wally's robot masters. Okay, who's messing with my cue cards? Honestly, is that rabbit loose in the editing booth again? Security. Yes, this is Theorne. Did you let Peppy Hair back in here again? Oh, no, I don't care if he has an employee ID. I want him removed from the premises. Look, he is messing with my show again. Yes, escort him from the building. You know what? Can you escort him to another state? Is that possible? Samus was first introduced to American audiences in 1986 in his first game Metroid on the original Nintendo Entertainment System. Since then, Samus has been in 10 sequels, 11 if you count the pinball game, and has appeared in all 3 Smash Bros. Titles as a playable character. Orphaned by space pirates, Samus was adopted and raised by a race known as the Chozo. Modified by Chozo DNA, Samus was given warrior's training in a suit of biomechanical power armor. The armor and its signature gun arm are the key parts of Samus's identity, as it is the armor that strikes fear in the hearts of those he hunts. It's sort of like Boba Fett. No one really knows what the person in the suit looks like, but the armor is so well recognized that in later games, an entity that assumes Samus's form is mistaken for the space bounty hunter. Samus's armor is a powerful artifact of Chozo engineering. Unlike many technologies, the Chozo gifted their systems with the ability to adapt on the fly when it encountered another technology compatible with it. The Chozo usually left enhancements for their armor systems on many of the worlds they had inhabited. In some cases, technology of another species would even prove compatible with the armor. The armor itself appears to be at least in part biological, as it bonds to the user and cannot be forcibly removed without harm to the wearer. On at least 2 occasions, the suit provides us hints to its biological nature, as it is corrupted by either harmful radiation or an alien parasitic life form. With every Chozo artifact found, the suit gains new powers, like the ability to jump really high, the ability to survive in extreme temperatures like molten lava, and the ability to turn itself into a small ball to let the user roll through a tight space. It's this adaptable quality and the assimilation of technology into itself that makes me think that Samus is rather like the Nintendo equivalent of the Borg. Could it be? And welcome back to Are You a Borg? Let's bring out our next contestant, Samus. Now, Samus, you already know the rules. If you answer yes to more than half of these questions, then you are indeed a Borg. Question 1. Is your external appearance comprised of 75% or more metal versus skin? Question 2. Do you have one arm that ends with a device that, while useful, is not a hand? Question 3. Are you able to interface with machinery and computers without such things as keyboards or even vocal commands? Question 4. Are you able to assimilate technology? Question 5. Do you fly around in outer space in a giant cube? Judges? Well, Samus, resistance may be futile, but you answered 4 out of 5 questions yes. It seems that you are indeed a Borg. We're sorry you don't get to go to the bonus round, but we do have some lovely parting gifts. Samus's gun is a part of the suit and can also adapt and reconfigure itself to fire different types of specialized ammunition, as well as launching small missiles from the same barrel. Now, the first games give us very little evidence as to how the gun did this exactly, but when the Prime series rolled around, we got our first glimpse of the how. Every time Samus switches to a different ammo, the gun reconfigures itself. Different parts and systems slide out and in, and the shape of the gun changes slightly. Now, this shows that the gun is really using one type of ammo overall, but the gun itself is altering the energy that is being emitted. Take the wave beam. The standard gun fires a ball of energy which will impact upon a solid surface, where the wave gun configuration gives the energy a distinct sine curve pattern that has a wavelength enabling the energy to carry through a solid surface. In essence, the gun is altering one energy type into another type, but running from the same power. I'm still not sure how the ice beam works, since cold is not an energy type. It is a lack of energy. And perhaps that is a subject for an episode in and of itself. The gun seems to be plugged into the armor's internal power systems, which must be absolutely tremendous given everything that armor is required to and does do on a regular basis. This eliminates the need to have to carry around any ammunition whatsoever with 2 limitations. Exception number 1 are the missiles. The missiles are solid ammunition and are not energy projectiles. Samus does have to acquire new missiles from defeated foes as he goes along. The second exception are the light and dark guns from Prime 2. The Lumineth technology was probably compatible enough to equip, but the energy so alien in nature that the gun was no longer able to generate ammunition using the conversion method. Now, while the gun is being fed by the internal power of the armor, this however does not account for the fact that you have to store solid missiles somewhere on your body. A solution to this could be that since Samus seems to have the ability to transform his mass into energy in order to assume the morph ball form, that a similar process could be used by the gun on the missiles. The missiles could be broken down from their matter self into an energy state and then reconstituted back into matter as needed. This would eliminate bulky requirements of space and make it very convenient and easy to rearm and reacquire missiles over and over again. Well, there you have it, folks. Samus gets around the need of having to use a lot of specialized ammunition because the gun does all the work for him. And for a macho manly man like Samus, the ability to let the gun do that kind of work for... I'm sorry, I seem to have a phone call. Who is this, anyway? Hello? Oh, Samus! Oh my gosh, this is amazing! We were just talking about you here on the show. Yes, I'm a huge fan. I have all of your games. Well, no, admittedly, I've never actually beaten any of them because I'm really not any good, and they're really, really hard. What? No, wait. I'm sorry. Are you in a really helium-enriched environment? Because your voice is a lot higher pitched than it should be. I mean, you really sound like you're a woman. You are a woman. Oh dear. I should look where? This was Theorne with physics not included. I hope I'm back next week.
Use bombs wisely.